Yo, we got Mr.Larry again from 42 straight years in, man. Y'all go subscribe to his channel. It's currently 28 degrees, yo. So y'all know it's freezing. We're gonna get into it.
I'm a crackhead update. Man, I had a house full of people this morning. That's why I'm late doing this video. Lion Willie and his little pretty girlfriend, they showed up and ate breakfast. Then my buddy who was exonerated, he came by and his old lady, and they was passing out early Christmas presents. And Lion Willie was on top of his game. He said for Christmas Day, he gonna fly his old lady out to Mars and they're gonna enjoy Christmas with the Martians. Man, he was off the chain this morning. My old buddy laughed so hard he ain't never laughed that hard. Man, I thought I was gonna take him to the Parkland Hospital. Man, his fucking sides locked up on him. Man, he was all on the floor laughing. Lion Willie was on top of his game. And my buddy, he know I like watches. Man, he bought me a bad boy. Since it wasn't wrapped, I went ahead and opened it. With a diamond in it. You know I like watches. Ain't no way I would have spent this much money for this watch. I looked at the price tag. I said, "Oh man!" But my ancestors are looking out for me. Right before my aunt died, the last time she visited me in prison, she died 3 months later. She said, "Man, I'll always be with you. Don't never be afraid. I'll always be there." So I held on to that all them years. When things would go bad for me, I said, "Well, I know I got somebody looking over me, and I'm gonna survive this bullshit." This really ain't a crackhead update, but y'all know what it is. Get your motherfucking shanks out, and let's get ready to ride. This is gonna be uh, a guy who I met in prison. His name is Jerry Hartfield, the man who spent 35 years in prison without a trial. Let's jump right into his story. When Jerry Hartfield walked out of the Hutchins State Jail in Dallas on Monday into the sunlight and the arms of his family, he became one of the most unlikely prisoners ever to be freed early in Texas. He wasn't exonerated or released on parole. He wasn't pardoned by the governor. No one has confessed to the murder for which he was convicted in 1977. No DNA cleared him. No witness recanted, and no celebrities pleaded his case. Hartfield was freed from prison because Texas finally gave up trying to find a valid reason to keep him there. He had waited 35 years between trials without a conviction, a prisoner simply forgotten for decades in the state's massive justice system. He was supposed to get a new trial in 1980 after an appeal court reversed his conviction and death sentence because of a flaw during jury selection. Instead, after a series of misunderstandings and miscommunication by lawyers, judges, and jailers who all thought Hartfield was someone else's problem, he never got that second day in court. If it was not for a fellow prisoner and the public defenders who eventually discovered the mistake, the 61-year-old intellectually disabled man likely would have died alone in his cell. His story as lost as he was. Texas officials first botched Hartsfield case because no one understood the complexities of the state's procedural laws. Then, when the problem was discovered in 2006, a new generation of Texas officials relied on those same complexities to keep Hartsfield in prison for another 11 years. In the end, the second delay prompted a court to order Hartsfield release earlier this year. It was the state's very zealousness that ended up freeing Hartsfield. Overload. Hartsfield stated upon release, "I'm not bitter and I'm not angry. They were only doing their jobs, and I respect them for that," he said on the phone from the home of a relative just hours after he was released. Now, that's a damn shame. He'd had his death sentence commuted, but before the sentence was commuted, he had a new trial granted, and they went ahead and commuted the sentence, so he ain't got no death sentence. That show you how fucked up the judicial system is. You know, jailhouse lawyers help a lot of guys out. Some guys can't. Comprehension level is not good enough to understand.
So salute Vibrant. Hey Vibrant, I've been meaning to ask you, what is that upside down smile and stuff? Like what does that mean and stuff? Because people be having like their significance and symbolic ways of speaking, and I just wanted to know what that upside down smiley face means and stuff that I be seeing you put up all the time.
Case law or procedural law. You might be illiterate, but can you understand the legal terminology? They don't take the time uh, to get a dictionary and to look up these terms and see what they mean, see how it's applied. Especially, you got to see how it's applied under Texas law, not no other jurisdiction. You got to worry about Texas if you convicted in Texas. Now, this man spent all this fucking time. He's not even entitled to compensation because he wasn't exonerated. If this not a travesty to justice, I don't know what the fuck is. And just for having a capital murder, he's not gonna make parole. You be there a long fucking time. Now, the facts of his case was he was working at a bus station in Baytown, Texas. Now, this is a big ass black dude. He's big as fuck. This is a big fucking dude. Working at a bus station in Baytown, they found a white lady in the bathroom dead. So they arrest him and interrogate him. Now his IQ level is 50. After 14 hours of interrogation, they get him to confess to the crime. And it's corroborated with a soda water bottle that was found at the scene with his fingerprints on it. That don't necessarily mean that he assaulted this lady. He worked there, could have purchased a soda, and his fingerprints gonna be over everything at the bus station. Hell, he worked there. But that show you what type of flim-flam evidence they need.
Yo, Vibrant. I was asking what does that upside down face mean that you always be putting up and stuff. I ain't getting no response back. Handle that.
to convict you. In the majority of the situation, the guy is too poor. He can't get an O.J. Simpson type defense team. You can't afford that. One lawyer out of Houston, Racehorse Haynes, which I hired once before to represent me in a habeas corpus proceeding, he charged me $25,000 just for that habeas corpus, but I was unsuccessful. He made a statement. He said 90% of the guys in Texas prison, if I represented those guys, they wouldn't be incarcerated. They show you all this shit is bullshit. Most of these guys is poor, uneducated. If you do have education, you ain't never been up against the judicial system. Same way when I was arrested. I ain't never been in trouble. I didn't know a damn thing about how to deal with law enforcement, or how to deal with an attorney or DA. I didn't know shit about none of that stuff. Never been in no trouble before. But I talked to my buddy here this morning. He made some calls, and we're gonna make sure Jerry Hartfield have a good Christmas. We put a $10,000 fund together, and I'm gonna take it to him, and so he'll be able to enjoy the holidays. But it's lots of guys who I still know, man, they're locked up, man. They ain't got no fucking help on the outside at all. You can only do so much from the inside. You know, I'll say this also. If you got loved ones that's incarcerated during this holiday season, man, send them a card. You can go to TDC inmate website for inmate search, type in that guy's name, his race, male or female, and names will start popping up if similar names is incarcerated the same as his name. And you know what county he fell out, you probably gonna know how much time he got, so you can either select the right inmate. Send the guy a card or something, man. Those guys appreciate just getting a card from someone. Show that somebody on the outside still think about it. You know, most people that's in those situations, it's sad to say, a lot of those guys are gonna die in prison. Several guys who I was raised up with here in Dallas, a couple of them has already died in prison. Ray Jr., he died there. Never got to make it out. Buffalo, he died there. Never got to make it out. So you think your life is hokey dory and it's fun going to a place you never gonna leave again, the land of the walking dead. That's what I like to call it. Because in essence, you are a walking dead man if you got the wrong sentence in Texas. The parole board here is not nice. At one time, they were. And people will talk about, I talk about Wildcat and some of the other hardcore wardens, but at least under that fucking system, you went home. That should mean everything. If I had a choice of doing time, doing it with Cat, or doing it under the present system, I would take Cat. At least I can go fucking home. You ain't going home under this shit. They don't give a damn about Molly inmates. They don't care about none of that bullshit. If you don't have some hell of a people supporting you on the outside, which most people don't have, you up shit creek without a paddle. I got to go run some errands and get this video.
Yo, salute, little Mario. Appreciate that help again, man, for that green screen info you had provided me, man. Like most people don't help people out, man, when they like trying to know the ins and outs of different apps that'll help their channel, man. So I really appreciate that, little Mario. And those of you all that stumble across this live right here, you all go subscribe to little Mario. He also has a channel. You all go subscribe to his channel. That's a good brother right there, man. For real, for real. Y'all go subscribe to him.
Welcome to another edition of 42 Straight Years In. I'm a crackhead update. This happened to me a couple of weeks ago. I was at Walmart at the self checkout, and I was at one of the self checkout kiosks on the end, and a lot of young chicks work at Walmart. They was standing around, and this old chick was standing there with them. I can tell from the conversation that she done told them that she can get her a man with money. I could listen at the way the conversation was going. I could hear everything they were saying. So one of the young chicks told us that, uh, that man is he got some money. I purchased about I don't know, $119 worth of food, and they were looking at how to pay for it. No EBT card, paid for it with cash. So I'm checking out. I'm scanning my merchandise. I just happened to look over there at her. She got a bunny on, a long ass skirt come all the way down to her shoe top, some of them old granny shoes on, and with the Walmart apron on top of all of that, looking like a straight up Aunt Jemima. I'm looking at this fucking fucked up ass woman. Ain't nobody searching for you. You living in you an old ass bitch, and you still living in a fantasy world. So I got through scanning all my merchandise and paid for it. As I was pushing the cart out, I just looked at her. Now say something to me. I'm gonna roast your stupid ass. You can't get no. Ain't nobody searching for you. You way past your prime. It's a wrap for you. But she done told these young chicks that she's a hell of a woman. She can get any man she wants. Like a lot of women talk, they can get any man. You can procreate with any man, but he ain't gonna stay around. That's my crackhead update. Y'all know what it is. Get your motherfucking shanks out. Just get ready to ride. Y'all had someone in the comment section ask me what would happen to you back in the day if you refused to work. I've seen guys refuse to work. It didn't end well for them because they used it physical punishment, not only prison disciplinary. They got physical punishment to go along with that disciplinary. And they had the proverbial old solitary, where they feed you a teaspoon of vegetables, three vegetables, twice a day for 15 days. Then they come ask you, you ready to go to work? You say no. They'll take you off of that diet for 3 days and feed your ass and start you all back over again. Plus, you get an ass whoop and go along with all that. You just didn't lay up in they solitary. That didn't happen. Now, I've never seen a guy walk up to Cat and just straight up tell him that he's not going to work. I've seen guys cut themselves, cut their Achilles tendon, cut their throat, all type of shit to get out of that work. But they were going to make you go to work. You was going one way or the other. I have seen a guy miss work and tell him that he's not going. They beat the hell out of him, take him out to the work trailers, throw his ass on the trailers, and they drive off. I've seen them bring a guy to the fields in a pickup truck, throw him out of that truck. He still say, I'm not going to work. They got water boys out there. They can come over there and beat the hell out of him. You was going to work. What is things was different then than the way it is now. Now they just write you a disciplinary. Now they use what is called LOP, loss of privilege. They'll put you in a cell, take your radio, your fan, everything from you. You don't even have deodorant. They'll give you a toothbrush and toothpaste. And that's it. Throw your ass in there for 15 days. They do that. And they'll continuously increase the penalty until you decide to go to work. But you can't compare the old prison system with the new prison system. They use physical force on damn near every fucking thing you name. They'll whoop your ass. And they didn't mind giving out no ass whoop. They got plenty inmate guards to whoop your ass. So they never run out. They had an endless supply of them. And I ain't seen no guy yet that would try to. I've seen guys try, but it didn't ever work out right. Your ass was going to work. That's why most guys will pull a stunt, try to play crazy, or do any damn thing to get out of that work. But just straight up not going to work, that wasn't happening. Uh, I'm going to the Polunsky unit. Uh, that's the home of Texas Death Row. And he had this Hispanic guy there. He was a gang member. It's a lot of gang members. It's a gang prison. So a lot of gang members at Polunsky unit. I mean, lots of them. And a lot of them are young. They got life sentences, life with no parole, 99 years, 75 years. They got big ass fucking time at that prison. And this guy here, the only reason I don't call his name because he's back in prison, and it would cause him a lot of grief. Anyway, he was in his 30s. If you live on B side and you in your 30s, you are old to the old guys. Right? One time I was the oldest guy on B side was me. I was the oldest motherfucker on the whole B side. Now on A side, and out in the dorms, they got older guys. These guys done stopped fucking up, or they done came from medium or close custody, or got out of ed seg, and they chilling. But anyway, this guy here, he stay in a lot of fucking trouble. Every time you see this motherfucker, he in some trouble. Always getting caught up. But nothing never happens to him. This motherfucker don't be on cell restriction, commissary restriction, nothing. And that ain't how they roll at Polunsky. Because they got some badass fucking gang officers over there. Boy, they stay on them gang members' ass all the time. You see them handcuffing them, locking their asses up, searching their cells all the time. They get fucked with over there. Well, anyway, I just happened to be, this was before I started working on death row. I was working in the warden's office. So late one evening, I just was walking around the hallway, bored, trying to wait till the majority of these classification officers, mailroom officers, all them go home, because I can get it on with his secretary. So anyway, each maximum security in Texas prison has a police station at the prison. They're from the Attorney General office called OGI. I was around there by the OGI office, and I looked in there. They had the blinds pulled down, but I still can see in there, and I can hear them in there talking. They got him in the office. Now, that ain't no good sign. Because they had a thing at Polunsky unit. If they catch you talking to a sergeant, or you standing around the searcher's desk talking to the guards, they'll run you off the cell block. They'll tell you, go live with the guards, get out of here. Either they'll beat you off the cell block, or they'll run you off. One or the other, you was going to leave. So this guy was in there talking to him. This is what they were doing. They were going to put a wire on him. Well, they did put a wire on him. And he go back and make the drug deal. They gave him more money. Because he had caught a possession of a controlled substance in a penal institution. He got caught with heroin. And he didn't want them charges. And he didn't want to go to close custody or ANC. You go into one or the other, you get caught with heroin. So I had a little partner over there. This guy lived on the cell block with me. My little partner had a free world chick. Man, she bringing him in all type of work. And I had seen him talking to him before. A lot of young guys, they trust this guy because all he talk is tough guy shit. That he can put a hit on people. All this tough guy shit. So I went back, I pulled him to the side. I said, hey man, you better watch that song, bitch, man. I got to thinking back. A lot of youngsters was getting busted with cell phones, weed, just randomly, man. They bust them. They know exactly where the stash was. So this motherfucker had been snitching all the fucking time. That's why he get out of all that trouble he get in. So he came back to the cell block. I'd be damned, he didn't head straight to him talking to him. I done laced him up. I said, man, this motherfucker got a wire on, man. He gonna give you this marked money. They gonna kill two birds with one stone. They gonna get you. Then they gonna get the chick who bringing you into work with the marked money. They gonna get her indicted, get her fired, and fuck your whole play up. So he came in the cell block like he normally do, talking shit, man. Say, man, let's go up here to the three-row shower, smoke us a J, man. Oh, he always fly as hell. And he went up and smoked the joint, come back down, he headed right over to that youngster. Pull him to the side, talking to him. I done told the youngster, this motherfucker got a wire on. So he already had laced Hispanic inmates up. So once they got him in the corner, back there by the shower, Hispanic inmates walk up. They say, hey man, we got word that you snitching like a motherfucker, man. Say, man, y'all know I'm a gangster motherfucker, man. I put a hit on every motherfucker in here. I'm saying to myself, you bitch ass dude, I'll beat you to fucking death. You ain't gonna put shit on me. I will stomp your ass through this fucking floor. Anyway, I'm gonna let them youngsters handle it. I ain't never tell this motherfucker my bitch.
Oh shit. Mr. Larry got a mouth on him, don't he, yo? Mr. Larry over there mess you up now, I'm telling you. He keep that shank on him, yo. We can watch a little bit more of this, then I'm gonna end it. But I'm gonna share the link to his videos and shit so y'all can go check his channels out. I mean his channel out. 42 straight years in. I got wind of him through what channel was it? Was it Texas Prison Stories? The homie Tim Snow. Y'all go subscribe to Texas Prison Stories. Tim Snow. He a good brother too. Y'all go subscribe to him. Texas Prison Stories. Tim Snow.
Business. I ain't never do no transaction with him. So dude say, yeah, man, the word came down the pipeline. You snitching, man. You working with them people. And most likely you got a wire on right now. They listening to everything we talking about. Boy, I'm telling you, when you got bad luck is on you. The wire had malfunctioned. So the OIG, they were trying to get it right, but they wasn't listening at the conversation because the wire done fucked up. Transmission or something, he had the little box on behind him. So they tell him, say, get out of all your motherfucking clothes. Say, man, what kind of motherfucking whole ass shit like this, man? I'm a gangster. I don't get out of my motherfucking clothes with no inmate. Boy, they cut down on his ass. Black and Hispanic inmate. They beat the motherfucking hell out of him. Took his goddamn clothes off. That a microphone is. Now, OIG ain't not smart enough to come get this guy out when they see the microphone is malfunctioning. All they had to do is send a contingent of guards down there, pull him to the side, because he stay in trouble all the time, and ease him out of the cell block. But they don't. They leave him in the motherfucker, trying to correct whatever going on with their transmission. So they beat this fool up. I mean, they stomped this dude, boy. They fucked him up. Only reason they didn't kill him, they thought he was already dead. And they found the $500 cash. Now this money, they recorded the serial numbers. So whoever got caught with possession of this money was gonna get a outside case for bringing controlled substance or tobacco products or electronic devices inside a penal institution. The old people are facing a third-degree felony, which in Texas is 2 to 10. So only reason they didn't get to finishing, count time came around. So they don't know what to do. They say, fuck it, just leave him laying there. So everybody just sit down in their normal seats. I say, fuck, I better get out of the cell block. So I go up there and hit the button. They know me. They know I work at the warden's office. I can get out any fucking time I want to. So I left off the cell block. I went up back up to the warden's office. So later on, I seen all the death row guards and all that shit running toward the building I live in. They drug him out. And they called the warden. And he was trying to tell the warden they gonna kill me. He was beat up bad. Man, this dude was fucked up. Now, they sent him to the outside hospital at Pulaski unit. They called a helicopter. And he live flighted him out. Now this fucker is back in prison. I looked him up on the prison website. He's at the PAC unit. He got 25 years for murder. This is fourth time in prison. So he probably snitched on somebody. That's why he just got 25 with 4 felony conviction. But they go to show you sometimes trying to play slick don't work for you all the fucking time. But I knew something was wrong. There's too many coincidences happen with this guy. He stay in trouble all the time. Nothing never happened to him. Nothing. And that ain't how they roll. By me had been up under the inmate guard system, I know the game they play from the other side. They don't let you make it with all that fucking disciplinary unless you on their team. That's the only way they allow you to make it. Other than that, your ass gonna get punished. Y'all support me over on Patreon. Keep your shanks ready. These motherfuckers is broke until the furs get around. They already back out flying signs and panhandling like a motherfucker. I'll stay ready. Watch the pocket watchers. They watching every damn thing. See if you drop something out your goddamn pocket. Y'all like and subscribe. And I thank you for watching.